folks, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Natasha and I do book things here. Finally jumping on the bandwagon and doing the assumptions about me, make an ass out of you and me, baby. That's the official name of the tag. Still sick, of course. Same day, same shirt, still sick. So let's do this. I asked on Instagram a while ago and then didn't do it that day, but screen capped all of them. So I like vaguely saw some of them. I definitely forget what a lot of these questions were. Let's assume some things. All right. You are naturally blonde. No. My natural hair color is whatever the fuck this is, like a mousy brown. Also, hi, I'm 30 and my gray is coming in, so it's also a little bit gray now. You would never have brown blonde hair because it would be too boring. I personally feel that way, but I've had brown hair in the past and I've had black hair. For some reason, at some point I get really sick of colors and then I dye it black thinking that it's going to treat my hair, and then immediately I bleach all the black out. So yeah, that's what I do. You would rather live in a big city than in a small town. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. I grew up in a small town and I just love big cities. I like the anonymity of just like going out on the street and no one fucking knows who you are. No one gives a shit. I like being able to get from point A to point B with zero communication and no judgment. So big cities are tight. Assumption is that I like being alone. Very true. Grew up as an only child, so I love my time alone. I lived on my own from the time I was 20 to 25, 26, and I love being alone. It's one of my favorite things. Like, I love my husband, don't get me wrong, but I love being alone. Assumptions that you're into the musical Rent in high school. Absolutely freaking not. Strong no. I hate musicals for the most part, unless there's like a select few that I can handle, Rocky Horror being one of them, and other than that I hate them all. Sorry, but Rent sucks. Someone assumed that I am a thrift queen. More so when I was younger, less so now. I'm thrifty in different ways. I don't do it through clothing. I'm really particular about the clothing that I like and that I bring in, and fabrics I like and whatnot. I wish I had the time, the energy, and the money to do like sustainable clothing and be more thrifty that way, but as it is right now I couldn't be bothered. I am thrifty in my book buying habits for sure. I assume you have epic beard envy, as I sure do. Yeah. I dressed up as a bearded lady for a couple Halloweens. I did like a full like crepe hair fake beard that I glued all the strands to. So I definitely have seen myself in a dark brown beard before and I look pretty cute. Jenna Marbles' video where she puts the beard on, my sexuality was quaking. So someone assumed that I have a very dirty mind. That is entirely accurate. Always. Someone assumed that I was a lesbian before I met my husband. No, like I always identified as straight, but at the same time I never really like questioned anything. Like I was never like, I am only straight. It was just sort of like what happened. It was just like, ah, men are rad, you know, cool. But that being said, like obviously I'm married and I'm in a monogamous relationship, but like women are cool. So like at this point love is love and I welcome all love. So you know, if something were to ever happen and I'd be single again, like I think I'm just open and welcoming to whatever. Honestly, if you want to love me because I need love, you know. Someone assumed that I fart loudly in public bathrooms to show that I'm the alpha. Doesn't everyone? Someone assumed that my cat watches my sex life with a critical eye. No, we kick her out of the bedroom for sure. I was like, get out. There's been times where she's just sort of like popped up and she's like, what you doing over there? I assume that you love breakfast foods. Strong yes. If I could eat only breakfast foods forever, that's my preferred choice. Honestly, breakfast foods and sushi, those would be like the two things, and maybe like Italian pizza and pasta. But those like four main food groups. I could eat brunch every day, all day, of all of the days. Someone assumed that I have never broken any bones. That is correct. I've fractured something, I think, but like, or like hairline fractured, but I've not broken any bones. Someone assumed that I made the first move in your relationship. That's true, actually. I spotted Jeff from across the room and I was like, he will marry me in 10 years. I went over to him and I went, I agree that that exam was also bullshit. Here is my email address, add me on MSN. So, and then love flourished. You hung out with the gothic / emo kids in school. Yeah, like definitely the alternative artsy kids. I was not gothic or emo in high school, but I guess I kind of identified as seen, but definitely was just a friggin' weirdo and hung out with other weirdos. My high school boyfriend was more on the sort of like, I don't want to say punk, really, like emo, like musically emo-y kind of vibe, but never really gothic, but definitely hung out with the weird kids in high school. Someone assumed that I got F's on my report card in school. Rude. No, actually I was, I don't like toot my own horn here, but I was super smart in grade school and high school. I ended up with a like crazy like 95 average in high school and was on gold honor roll and was made a scholar, an Ontario scholar. So no, I worked my ass off and it was pretty smart. It came naturally to me, and then I got into university with this like false sense of how smart I was and realized I was not. I assumed that I was a serial dater before Jeff. No, but I had serious crushes on everyone. Jeff and I haven't consistently dated for the last like 11 years, so I definitely dated people in between, but I was a serial go to the bar and make out with guys. That's what I did. Someone assumed that I hate the beach. I just can't swim, so I don't mind going to the beach. It's just, I don't like beach activities. Like, I don't want to play like beach volleyball. No. Like, if I'm gonna go to the beach, I'm gonna like lay under a shaded area and watch people, or I'm gonna go in to about like waist high, splash around for a little bit, maybe like sit in the water and then leave. You know, I'm just not like the biggest beach person. Someone assumes that I would be a really fun person to hang out with and have a great sense of humor. I seem to think so. I don't know, I feel like my humor in the last like year has just evolved to where like, you know, your girl's pretty funny. But it happens naturally in conversation, right? It's hard to be hilarious when you're like by yourself in front of a camera. But I like to think I'm pretty funny. Someone assumes, not in a mean way, but I assume that you're not very organized and that I'm messy. Organized with certain things. This, organized. Messy, everything that you don't see. Yeah, I'm kind of just a messy person. Like, not dirty, like I don't like being dirty, but I like my clutter and my stuff's kind of just places. I like to try to be more organized, but it just doesn't happen. Someone assumed that I haven't had a normal hair color in over 10 years. Not true. I've had black hair, brown hair, and like red, if you consider red a normal color, like I kind of do. I've definitely have had normal hair colors in the last 10 years. I like this one. You didn't make it to your senior prom and got high instead. And definitely did make it to my senior prom. I went to my junior prom and senior prom. My senior prom though, we all left early to go drink in a cornfield. So, you know, didn't get high though. So some people did, but it wasn't me. Someone assumed that I'm either super anxious or super chill. There's no in between. That's true. That is a good assumption. That is a like defense mechanism thing. I'm either like I like shut down and I'm like, it's cool, it's all cool. Or I'm the most panicked person in all of existence. Yeah, that's true. I assume that I take multiple long reading baths a day if time and money for bath bombs weren't an issue. Yeah, I'd like live in my bathtub. I would like a nicer bathtub with like jets and shit. That would be mint, and I'd never leave. I assume you get easily irritated by people when in public. Yep. I try not to. I try to be more of a patient person, but yeah, typically, yeah. Another one is you like weird food pairings or to add something unusual to common recipes. Yeah, I do like weird food pairings. Like, I like eating pickles with peanut butter, and like, what's the other one that I really like to do? I can't think of them unless like I'm eating them. But pickles and peanut butter. Wonderful. Someone assumed that I snore. I asked Jeff, I don't actually snore. I make this weird like whiny wheezy noise and then I kind of like sleep with my eyes open, which is fucking weird. Someone assumed that I can immediately identify a Linda when they walk in the store. Yes, for those of you who don't know, Linda is what I call any sort of like middle-aged woman who's going to yell at me for any reason at work, and yeah, typically can spot one from a mile away. Someone assumes that I haven't cleaned my house in forever, and boy are you correct. Someone says you love to smell your own farts. No. No. Someone assumed that I like pizza. I do like pizza, and I love and appreciate all kinds of pizza. Pineapple, hell yeah. Anchovies, hell yeah. Deep dish, fuck me up. Thin crust, okay son. Any pizza, I'm cool with it. One assumed that if I could be an animal, I would be a penguin. With the emoji, and I'm, I don't know what animal I would be. Maybe a bird of some sort, because that seems cool. Someone assumed that I used to have an emo goth phase growing up. That seems to be a popular assumption. No, I had more of like a scene kid MySpace phase. Someone assumed that I listen to metal, rock, and punk. I do not. I listen to more, I don't know, what am I listening to right now? Shitty rap is what I call it, which is anything with like bad lyrics, and Lady Gaga, and yeah, basically that. An assumption is that I hate country music. No, I don't. I actually love and appreciate some country songs. Toby Keith's How Do You Like Me Now is a freaking banger. She's in Love with the Boy. Reba McEntire's Fancy. What else? Thunder Rolls by Garth Brooks. Any Shania Twain. You know. Good country. Good country. You hung out in the library of your school a lot. No, I hung out in the smokers area, even though I didn't smoke, because all the boys that I had like crushes on were in the smoking area. You don't want kids. Not right now. I'm good, thanks. If you never had to get out of bed again, you wouldn't. Periods of that. Which I think is called depression. I would like the option to never get out of bed again. Country boy, I love you, is one of your least favorite vines. No. Chef and I do this all the time. Country boys, I love you. It's one of my favorite vines. How dare you? If someone insulted the bae, meaning Jeff, you won't hesitate, bitch. Absolutely. He is my absolute love of my entire life, and if someone were to ever hurt him in any way, I will fight them. So, yep. Someone assumed that I hate The Office. First of all, how dare you? No, I fucking love The Office. It's the best. Except for Scott's Tots and that other episode where gay witch hunt. No, they're not appropriate for 2019. But Scott's Tots is the worst episode, maybe. Someone assumed that you actually want a hamster for a long time, but it is not allowed by your boyfriend. I mean, my husband doesn't mind a hamster, but my boyfriend probably wouldn't approve. Someone assumed that I love summer road trip books because you haven't had enough of them in real life. That's true. Always more road trips. Like your pizza cold. I don't discriminate against pizza. Cold, hot, it's all good. Always eat leftover evening food in the morning. Or later that night, yeah. Someone assumed that I once banged it out with a Mountie. That's right, a Mountie, eh? Oh, those Canadian stereotypes coming in strong. No, actually, I don't like military guys. It's just not a type of gentleman that I prefer. So no, also a lot of my cousins and stuff are Mounties, so No. Someone says sometimes you want to throw your cat out the window but then realize that you cannot. No, she's too cute. She bites the shit out of me sometimes, but I don't want to throw her out a window. You've had almost every neon hair color there is. I feel like at this point, yeah. You prefer chewy cookies. I prefer cookies that are either crunchy on the bottom, like chewy on top, or like crunchy on the top, chewy in the center. A good mix of crunchy chewy is always preferred. You don't give a single fuck, you do what you want to do because you want to. Yeah. Someone assumed that I legit would not know what to do with myself if I didn't have a creative outlet for myself. Yeah, I think so. I'm just like a naturally creative person, so if I didn't have like one creative outlet, it naturally turns into something else. So if it's not YouTube, I'm playing The Sims. If it's not playing The Sims, I'm doing photography. If I'm not doing that, I'm fucking, I don't know, doing something else. It's always evolving. You're happier on BookTube than BeautyTube. Duh, we awesome. Absolutely. BookTube is a much more welcoming, kind, thought-provoking community. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Someone assumed when I lie in the bathtub I test how long I can hold my breath underwater. No, because this face, this head does not go underwater. Absolutely not. And then the last assumption is you don't lock the door or close the door when pooping. When peeing, I don't care who sees me pee, but pooping is a personal practice, and you know, there's times where that door is cracked just a little bit because, you know, you gotta go. But no, typically I shut the door. So with that, I'm going to shut the door on these assumptions. This was fun. Some of them were pretty funny. I expected more like truly mean ones, like, I assume you're a bitch. And I'm like, sometimes. They were actually kind of funny and kind of cute. So this is gonna be a pain to edit though. So hopefully you guys liked this video, and yeah, hopefully that answered some questions for you guys. Are you shocked by any of those answers? I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing good, and until my next video, I will talk to all you soon. Bye!